Oh, just looking through my notes at some of the prices of these products, and found one here. It's like, blimey, I get a bottle of gin for that. And a very warm welcome back to the Bold Olden Details channel. Right, welcome to all the new subscribers as well. I've been away for the last week on me holes. I've been right up to North Wales, hence the glowing tropical tan. Who'd have thought it? Wales getting sunshine, and it's actually very, very sunny here. So this is very early in the morning to be doing cars. Sorry, neighbours. Anyway, on with this week's review. Yum's Car Care. A few people have reviewed this. Nick sent this stuff down a little while ago. He's got a wheel cleaner here, which is a pH neutral wheel cleaner stroke fallout remover. Yep. A pH neutral, very funky looking car shampoo. Almost looks like, not that I'd know, it looks a bit like shampoo on your head. Long gone are those days, I can assure you. And also a QD, a just waxed look detail spray, a QD spray, and a rather interesting SiO2 Yum ceramic, an infused top up spray if you've got a ceramic car, a car with coatings on it, i.e. ceramics, or a car without, which we've got on the BMW. There is nothing on the BMW anymore because it's sat for quite some time. More about that later on. There's no protection on it. You can use it as a standalone sealant or a top-up. So we'll be running these products through their paces on the BMW. Without further ado, stop yakking and get on with it. So here we go then for the Yum Car Care review. Is it going to be Yum sticky bun or yak load of cack? Find out very, very shortly. Right, while I'm rinsing down the arches, a little bit about the BMW E28. This, of course, is my son's classic car. You haven't really seen it of late on the channel. There's nothing really wrong with it. It's just been for an MOT, and there's a little bit of work doing to it. It passed the MOT, but it's got a couple of little niggles that need sorting out. And he has bought another car. You will see this car coming up on the channel. Those of you following me on Instagram will know what the car is. It'll be coming up on the channel shortly. Right, so a quick APC of the arches and spray the tyres. APC of choice this week is actually Citrus Power from Alien Magic. Thought I'd give that a quick test run. Another quick rinse down of the arches because they're pretty filthy. Another coating of APC and then scrub the tyres. Now this is the wheel cleaner. Or is it fallout remover? A liberal spray on the Beamer's wheels. These wheels have in fact been refurbed. They were refurbed quite some time ago. The original wheels from the M series cars, the late 80s ones. So agitate it with a brush of your choice. A little bit more about the brush of choice for this week. This is the Alien Magic Hog's Hair brush. A bit more about that later on. Tricky wheels these are to clean. Obviously, if you're going to do a proper detail, you would take them off and clean them thoroughly. Well, that's what it looks like while it's dwelling. Already there's a colour change. Fallout remover. So give us a number of minutes for the chemical reaction to take place and then rinse those wheels down. Now you can see the grime pouring out the bottom of the wheels. Made a good job, it did its trick. So this is what they look like once they've been cleaned. Damn sight better, I think you'll agree. Onto the rear of the car, those filthy flaps. Nobody likes filthy flaps, do they? So the flaps and the arches, pretty tricky to clean those arches because the car actually sits on coilovers. These are BC Racing coilovers. A subtle way of lowering your car, not slammed to the floor. Now when it comes to brushes, there was a major fail. I used a hogshair brush. I should have used this. This is the Atlaster, chemical resistant. They're the words. What was I thinking? Still in holiday mode, I think. Snow foam this week is AM Foam. Good old Alan and the team will be at Waxstock. If you're going to Waxstock, come and give me a shout. Come up and say hello. One thing I will stress on classic cars and a lot of other cars, they hide horrible grimy secrets and it lurks behind the rubbers. Happens to be awful, this car, for trapping dirt in rubbers. While you're there, you might as well debug the headlights with the same APC. Back to the hogshair brush. And on for a final rinse down, getting rid of the foam from the car. Switched over to a different head on the Neilfisk rather than the auto nozzle. This one's got a bit more go in it. So round to the shampoo stage. This is the Yum's Car Care pH neutral shampoo. 3 nice glugs in the bucket. Agitate with the Neilfisk. So first impressions, as always with shampoos, what's it like to use? Well, it's okay. There's not a ton of lubricants in it. There is plenty of foam, but only after you've whacked the lance back in the bucket and then brought the foam back up. It died off a little bit, not a lot, as some of the budget shampoos out there. And bearing in mind this is not a budget shampoo, this is a premium shampoo. Nevertheless, it did make the BMW look a damn sight cleaner. So after a good healthy rinse down, it's on to the drying stage. Now you can use this as a drying aid. So while the car is relatively wet, me racing against time with the current heat wave we have. When I say heat wave, I mean the summer. And that is a Monster Shine Car Care drying towel. I believe that is the Humphrey the Camel. Me wearing my statutory steel toe cap flip-flops there. The latest nickname for me is from my lovely wife is Gruffalo Feet, I believe, which is rather nice, nice and romantic. This certainly does aid in the drying process and also lays down some protection as well. Already starting to look a bit better. Once you've done that, you can buff it off. This obviously brings the gloss up. So temperature wise, this was around about 18 degrees. You've obviously got to watch panel temperatures. I know I take the mickey out the summers in this country, but it can get rather warm. Now, ceramic, this is the Yum ceramic. This is the SiO2 spray. Test panels are going to be the bonnet and the rear boot lid. It does say use microfiber, apply with the microfiber, then flip it over to buff off. On the day, I found that a little bit fussy, so I then got a second microfiber. It does say you can do that. I would definitely go with a second microfiber to buff off. Also gives it a little bit longer to flash off. Otherwise it becomes a little bit draggy. So I move around to the rear of the Beamer, that massive boot, the dead body boot. And the same thing, two cloths. Now of course you can use this on chrome as well. So I thought I'd have a little play with this on the rear of the Beamer. Whatever happened to classic cars, eh? I think cars have lost their character. I would happily drive this to work every day if I could, but it's not mine. Hint, hint. Now, of course, what about water behaviour? You lot want to see about water behaviour. What does it actually do? Well, this is what it does. It produces some very, very interesting water behaviour. So straight from the hose, lots and lots of epic beading going on and sheeting, as you'd expect. And no video would be complete without the close-up bead shots. I have no longevity times for this, unfortunately. I suspect it's good for a good few months. And that is it, ladies and gents. Many pints of cold rye beaner and a quick lie down, we are back in the Batcave. Right, so what do we think about these products from Yum's Car Care? Right, we've got the wheel cleaner. Now, first of all, I've got to say to you guys, I don't think this is a wheel cleaner. I think it's a fallout remover. Yes, it bleeds and it does that chemical reaction. It changes colour and it looks really good, and you know, it does get the crap out from within, deep in the wheel, if you know what I mean. And it did work. I'm not saying it didn't work, but to me, it's not a wheel cleaner. A wheel cleaner sort of releases the grime. You can use an APC or a TFR, by the way. You don't have to use a designated wheel cleaner. But this is kind of misleading with the label being a wheel cleaner, because it does everything that a fallout remover does. So why didn't they just call it fallout remover? Don't know why. It's not really, I'm not having a go at you, Nick, but it just seems to be a little bit misleading. Yes, it worked, but when I went round to the rear of the car, I tried just APC and it did bring the wheel back nice and bright. Yes, they've been refurbed, these wheels, but it's done a few miles a car since the last wash. And could I got away with not using that? Probably. Only a little bit of a pointer there. Not too sure about the label, unless it's trying to do everything in one hit. My personal point of view. Right, then it came down to the shampoo, which looks a bit like a pink version of Head and Shoulders. Not that I bloody know. Yeah, it was okay. I had to reinvigorate it in the bucket halfway through the wash with the Nilfish Lance. Quick pull of the trigger and back came the froth and the foam, and you know, it sort of gave it a second wind, if you like. You don't always have to do that with shampoos, but on the day, after what, 3 squirts in the bucket, maybe I could have put more in. It says 1 to 2 ounces of shampoo. You can actually use this in your Lance for the extra lube, as it were, which I have done, putting car shampoos in Lances. We'll have to do a video on that because it's a bit controversial, that one, but you can use it in a Lance. But I chose to just use it in the 2 bucket method, and it seemed okay. It's not the best shampoo I've ever used, but it was okay. When it came down to the drying stage and you're going around the car with your drying towel, panel at a time or a few panels, or if you feel brave, one side of the car, spritz it with the detail spray, and you do get that sort of just waxed look, and it does feel better on the panel. There's no streaking issues, and it's safe to use on glass and chrome and plastic. Pretty much does what it says on the bottle. It's not bad, that stuff, to be honest with you. When it comes down to the last one, this booster, this ceramic, this Yum ceramic, if the car has been ceramic coated, this will just boost the longevity of the coating, or supposed to. If it hasn't, you can use it as a standalone sealant on the car, which has got pretty much zilch protection, which is the BMW at the moment. There's nothing on it. Obviously on the side it's got the detail spray, so I chose to use this on the bonnet and the boot. Yes, the water behaviour is brilliant. Application wise, it can be a little bit fussy, this. You will need a separate microfiber, a short pile microfiber. As soon as I used a second microfiber, it seemed to be a little bit easy to take off, and it was okay. It's just a little bit fussy in application. Well, that was a ceramic. Right, now we're going to talk about prices, okay? Now, the market at the moment, as you know by watching me over the last 3 years, is absolutely swamped with products. I get pretty much after every video a message from several messages from several companies saying, can you do a video for us, can you do a review? At the moment I'm turning people away because there is such a demand for videos, and everyone wants their products on the channel, and which is great, it's brilliant, don't ever stop. But fighting for competition out there, you've got to have, you know, decent size products, decent label products, products that perform, that are going to be a reasonable cost. We're going to come down to the prices now. I'm not having a major pop at Yums for this, but let's just talk about the prices. We're going to talk about the wheel cleaner. Now, this is a 500ml bottle. Yes, it's concentrated, but it doesn't actually say anything about levels of concentration on there, i.e. dilution rates. It's just straight out the bottle. For a 500ml bottle, well, that is £15.95, 16 quid. Not the cheapest. Comes down to the car shampoo, that is £12, £11.95. Detail spray, this is £12.95, so it's a little bit above what I'd normally pay for a detail spray. Yeah, it did perform, it works. This is the one where it's a bit, hold your breath. This is the ceramic SiO2. Now this is £24.95. That to me is a lot of money to pay for one of these. I know you have to pay for, you know, the chemists and everything, and the development costs and the label and everything else, but this is part of the market. You know, there is a lot more out there which are a lot cheaper than this, and they'll probably still bead and perform the same as this. You know, it worked. I'm not saying it didn't. You've seen it by the video, but that is a lot of money to pay for an SiO2 sprayable sealant booster. It's just too much for me, and I know I didn't pay for it. I get sent these from the Goodwill, from the likes of Yums, but that to me is a lot of money in a very, very already swamped competitive market. So that's my thoughts. So on the whole, on the day, to me it had to be the detail spray, which is probably about the one I'd go and buy if I was going to buy one out of the range of Yums Car Care. And they also do some accessories, by the way, and some gift packs. You can buy these in bulk, as in not bulk 5 litre range, you can just buy the whole thing. On the day it was probably the detail spray. The one that confused me was the wheel cleaner, even though it did work very well. I'm still confused about that one, so let us know, Nick, about that. But that was it really. Apologies for the delay of the video. I've got to have a holiday at some point during the year. We'll be back with more reviews, thanks to Nick and his team for sending these down. We have got several reviews coming very, very shortly. I will try and get them out as quick as possible. Keep your foot on the gas, keep subscribing, keep putting your thumbs up. Please interact with the channel. That is the most important thing. Interact, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Cheers, guys. See you on the next one.